I have a question. When you're
Yeah.
working on your solo project, do you commit 100% of your focus to the solo music, or do you split the time between solo and Blackpink projects?
For us, I think we try to work on one project at a time, like when it's like just maybe about when it's like releasing and when we're preparing up for it. Um, that's why we kind of put 100% on every project. And so as soon as
Hmm.
it's kind of like, um, so like as soon as this kind of is like now out there and it's doing its thing, I guess we'll like slowly start doing like the next project that is planned for us. Yeah.
Doing its thing. You're, what are you, number one on the Billboard Global 200? Congrats on that.
Thank you so much.
It's an incredible record. Truly, On the Ground is a reminder record for me. I listen to it every day because it's just something that I need to, in with work and life, it's really good to be reminded that like you strive for all this stuff, but the truth is happiness and fulfillment is what you've always known. It's what you've always had in your life. Like money and material things, they don't fill holes. Family,
Definitely.
friends, my dog Lou, you know.
Yes.
Well, talking about that, can you talk about the lyric, I used to have a hole in the wall with a mattress?
The funny thing is, I kind of had a crack in my wall. Um, yeah, I remember I had this like not like I wasn't actually literally saying I had a hole in the wall with a mattress, like, but I mean it's just kind of trying to like describe how I started from someplace very very humble, and now I am kind of running towards my dreams and goals and just talking about how far I've come. But I would like to mention I did have a crack in my wall. I remember it started like at first it was not it was like a clean wall. I remember there was like I don't know how you guys call it in the States, but like we call it a boiler. Like it
Oh
was
yeah, like a water heater.
yeah, yeah, a water heater. Okay. And that like it was really hot. I remember because I used to like my room really warm, and like we'd always turn it on, and then like it was right behind my wall, I think, my room wall, and I think it started like melting the wall because I don't know. And then the wall started breaking, and then later on, like it literally started opening. And so basically, I kind of did.
Was this when you were a trainee, or is this back in Australia?
Back in Australia, but I mean, I honestly didn't write it like according to my actual like experience. But now that we
Okay.
mention it, I did kind of have a crack in my. I had a crack in my wall, not a hole in my wall, but yeah.
How have you grown as a human and as an artist after releasing these two records that are a part of R?
I mean, I'm still growing from it, I would say. Like you said, you listen to it every day. Me too. I listen to it every day because it's my job right now. But I find myself like, let's say I feel like something hasn't like worked out like completely like I would like it to like turn out as, or something's not like looking the way I want it to be, and then I'd be pretty down. Let's say I'd be down, and then I'm like, come on. This is the song I have. I should be living by it. I should be that role model living by my song. But I'm having to check in with myself and be like, wake up. I remember like my friend telling me like, hey, listen to your song. Like, cheer up, Rosie. And I'd be like, oh yeah, so I'm learning from it myself too.
Is R a continuing story? Like, will you add to this project as time goes on, or is R finished with these two songs?
Oh, that's something I'm gonna have to see in the future, but I did start, I should try to start it on a note where R is kind of like a representation of like the first alphabet in the name that a lot of people call me by, which is Rosie, Roseanne, Rosé. And so
Oh,
it's supposed to be like the start of it, like the first alphabet. Does not mean it doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna have a OSE apostrophe thing, but it does represent that. So I mean, I'll have to see. Um, that's kind of what the future holds.
The different letters in your name. So, wow.
Yeah.
It's really creative. I like that a lot.
Do you, most people call you Rosie? Because I did notice you keep calling yourself Rosie.
Did I just say that? Okay, yeah. My friends and family call me Rosie.
Okay, that makes sense.
Sorry. I mean, I'm supposed to stick with the name Rosé, but it comes out.
Well, no, I was watching other interviews before this to see like what else you've been talking about, and I noticed that you refer to yourself as Rosie, so I didn't know if you just felt more comfortable with that name, or if that's just the
Yeah,
name you grew up with.
yeah, Rosie's more of like a casual name that my friends and family, like people who are personal to me, call me. So like sometimes maybe I do refer to myself, like I go Rosie, yeah, like it'd be like something like if my mom would call me like Rosie, like my friends would be like Rosie, members would be like Rosie.
Hank would call you Rosie.
Yeah, he'd be like Rosie.
Or mom.
Give me some snacks, Rosie. Yeah.